Dr. Doris Fields has been working as an educator for 25 years. Being the daughter of a proud and prestigious educator, teaching is in her blood. Here at EMU, Dr. Fields is the only interracial communications teacher. Every day, she uses her wisdom to distribute facts, break down barriers, and eliminate stereotypes. Her class changes the way we all think about race. Today, I sat down with her to dig a little deeper. Why teach about such a touchy and controversial subject?
My parents were very instrumental in the civil rights movement. So as long as I can remember talking, I knew about race. And so my parents always taught me that you look at a person for who they are, for not what they are on the outside. And so I always kind of learned that about race. When I was a kid, my dad told me about Bubba. And Bubba was a European American man. And my father grew up in like the 30s and the 40s. And he met my dad. And he was so impressed with my dad that at that particular time, he gave him $5,000 to go get his master's degree. And my father at that particular moment said that there are people who look at you and look at your talents and look at your worth and don't look at your race, and you want to be one of those kind of people. So I always knew about race. It was just integrated into who I am. I am true EMU. I did my undergrad at Eastern as an undergrad in communication and a minor in journalism. And then I came back and did my master's degree in communication and educational leadership. And when I finished my master's, I went to teach at several different places, so I had a lot of teaching experience. And then I went to work on my PhD, and I was still working here. And once I finished my PhD, an opportunity came up, and I ended up being hired. So I never left. How I started teaching race was a little bit different, because when I went through school, was not an interest of mine. I knew about race, I could talk about race, it just wasn't something I was interested in. And when I started teaching here, I started teaching an intercultural class, and then I taught an interpersonal class, and then I said, let me teach this interracial and see what it is. And then at that moment, I had been teaching it for the past 16 years. I never stopped teaching it, so I teach it every semester. But I fell into it. It wasn't something that I sought out. It was just, I thought, I want to broaden myself. I like to teach different things. And so I was like, let me try something new, and I fell in love with it. Interracial, interethnic communication is a specialized course. Not all courses, courses, but colleges offer it. Most of the time they offer intercultural communication. And for me, intercultural is a little bit more easier, only because it doesn't go to the real issues of U.S. diversity. It does more global awareness. And I think that if we talked about race more, we would have less issues. But I think it's because we're so afraid of the outcome. We're so afraid of listening to somebody else. We're so afraid of someone being different that we don't put ourselves in a place where we want to have an opportunity to learn. So I definitely think a lot of college campuses could alleviate a lot of issues if they had a course in interracial, interethnic communication. Wonderful quote, and I hope I'm correct, and Barbara Jordan says that some people say, I'm tired of talking about race. And her question or quote back is, I'm tired of experiencing it. So at some particular time or moment, we all have to get tired. And we're not tired yet. And I think that some people say, well, it's not happening to me, so I don't care. Instead of saying, it's happening to you, and I do care, and I want to change the way the world is. I think of myself as a voice for people who don't have a voice. And for students of color who experience things, I'm able to relate. But I'm also able to relate to students that don't have those experiences or have limited experiences, because I can have the capability of seeing both sides. A lot of people don't possess that. And I think because I possess that, that puts me in a comfortable place about race, because I'm not biased. And I want to improve it. And so you can't improve race relations if you're biased. You have to be open, and you have to want to do great things. And I want to do great things.
Dr. Doris Fields works every day to change minds and hearts. We can't thank her enough for her contributions to this campus and our society.